Hi everybody, so I decided to do this screencast on a program called Seesaw. Seesaw is a student-driven digital portfolio. Families can be invited to view Seesaw, and it keeps them in the loop about their students' learning. It's a safe space, so nothing is shared without the teacher's approval. Like I said, Seesaw is a digital portfolio, so kids can share videos, photos, texts, and drawings of their work online. They can share it with the teacher, they can share it with their parents, and the teacher can choose to share those things on a blog that goes public. Teachers can use this program to communicate with parents by sending out announcements. They can send it specifically to certain parents, or they can send a whole class announcement. They can also send an announcement to the students in the class. This is students, teachers, and parents all use the same tool. And it can be accessed on Android, Apple product, Kindle, or Google Chrome, so it's accessible on a lot of platforms. That comes in handy in order to use it. You don't really need a lot of resources and materials, you just need a device that it can connect to, which is a lot, so it's easily accessible, as long as the parents and the families in your community have access to those technological devices. So there's a free and a couple paid versions of this program. The free version is actually pretty complete. You could do a lot with the free version. The students still have their portfolios. You can still send messages to the parents. The only thing that you can't do is there's no advanced tools for assessment. You can't privately comment on students' work, which would be a nice feature, and that comes in the next package. And then there's the Seesaw for Schools, which has a really cool feature of school-wide reporting. So administrators, other teachers can view into your classroom and see what's happening, which is helpful. If you're a third grade teacher and you want to view into the second grade to see what they're doing, because those students are going to be yours next year. It also allows you to see what the parents are doing. So the Seesaw for Schools, you get parent reports. You can see which parents are accessing it, to see which parents are actually using the tool and seeing if it's important or useful. So students post their own work to the portfolio. This is where it could get tricky. If you were working in an elementary school in a younger classroom, you might be specifically telling your students to post, like, oh, we just completed this worksheet. We're going to take a picture and post it to our digital portfolio so your parents can see it. But when you get up into the upper grades, students have the freedom to choose what they want to share with their parents and what they don't, what they think is good work. They might want to share something, a simple worksheet, whereas they might not want to share their big project because they don't think it's good work. The good thing is that you get to approve everything before the parents can see it. So this bottom picture shows you the screen that would come up. You'd see their work, you have to approve it, and then it goes posted on the news feed for the parent. So parents also get notifications in many different ways. This top picture shows 3 different cell phones with 3 different notifications. So you can just get a notification, you can log into the app and you get a news feed almost like Facebook, or you can come straight to your email. So you get notifications in many different ways, and that provides parents with they might get the notification and the email, and they're definitely, that they're going to get that announcement or that picture of their student's work, which would, gives them more insight onto what their children are learning. And then you can also, the bottom picture, which is small, but you can send announcements or information to parents, like a chat. So instead of having an email and sending pictures home and letters, it's all in one place. You can chat with them. You don't need to be emailing with them about the work. If it's in there, they can just chat you and say, can you explain this? Or you can send out announcements about the field trip that's tomorrow. So many different ways to use that feature, which I think is really cool. So now we're going to look at the website. When you first log on, it's called web.seesaw.me. It's just a website, and then you can log in here. And when you log in, it looks like this. So you have access to a journal. And because I don't have a class, there's nothing here to see. If I had class, there would be pictures here. This would be like the news feed. You also have the activities once it loads, you can create activities and your students complete them right in Seesaw. And that would go straight to the parents once you approve their responses, and you get all their responses in one place. So this could be like a poll question that you do. It could be, they might have to just write something, but you can do it right in Seesaw instead of having it in an alternative method. So it has they can use the technology to complete assignments also. This is where you'd have your inbox, your student announcements, your family announcements, which I don't have any, so, and notifications to you. Skills, this is where you would see how your students are doing. This is more developed if you were to pay for a version, but you do get a basic skill sheet. And then this is the blog that you can share out with. So you can create a public website to showcase your students' work. So it's a pretty good feature, but because I don't have any students to really show you how to post, you can create a new class. With the free version, you can only have 2 classes, which is kind of a problem. You can get a QR scan so the parents can just scan in. So you have your class list. I don't have any students to connect to. And this is where you would share an activity with your students. So the activities you can post to a student journal. So you, as a teacher, can post a picture of a student's work to their journal, which would be really helpful, you know, if you're teaching kindergarten, first, second grade, and you're just posting certain assignments for parents to see. And that's where you can send an announcement, which I cannot show you how to do because I don't have anybody to send an announcement to. So now back to the PowerPoint. My overall evaluation would be, as far as user-friendliness, I think it's pretty user-friendly. I couldn't do a whole lot on the website without having a class, but from what I was able to play around with, it seemed really user-friendly. And even for parents, it just seems like it would be a cool feature to just have on your phone to just look up and see, like, oh, today the art project is posted. You could have every teacher in your school using this program, and they would get their art projects, their music lessons, they'd get stuff, their narrative stories that they wrote, which is a cool feature. I think this one of the biggest strengths that this has is it's not just a way to communicate with parents, but it's really a way to showcase their students' learning. You're creating digital portfolios, which is a huge step into where education is going with personalized learning plans and proficiency-based grading. Portfolios are a huge aspect of that. So having this digital portfolio that you're constantly sharing with parents is a nice feature. The biggest weakness would be, it would come for like secondary teachers, I think, because for the free version, you can only have 2 classes. And if you were a high school teacher teaching English, you might have 6 English classes. So you'd really have to have the paid version. But that's the only weakness that I found in this tool. So I'd say it's a pretty great tool. And I would definitely use it. There's so many features, and it seems like a really cool app and a great way to communicate with your parents and really showcase what your students are doing in school and what they're learning. So overall, I really liked learning about this app, and I hadn't heard about it before. One of the teachers in my school had mentioned a similar app, I believe she called Lift, that her daughter's school uses to share her digital portfolio with her. She said she doesn't care about the report cards anymore. She can see exactly what her child's work looks like because it's shared directly with her. She doesn't need to wait till the report card comes out to know how her daughter's doing in school. She can see it. And I think that's a really neat feature that parents are constantly in the loop instead of just, oh, report card comes, why do you have this grade? They're fully aware of how their students are doing, and I think that's an awesome communication tool to have. Thank you for watching.